A vision statement is a truncated elevator pitch that explains what you do with the navigators in such a way that it captures people's attention. It's simple, clear, succinct. It's exciting. In fact, it's the building blocks of a good story that makes people want to hear more. When people ask us what we do, though, we tend to say things like, I work with kids at a Christian summer camp, or I meet with students at UW, organize some NAV nights, and lead a few Bible studies. In my position, I might say, I help people fundraise. Or two of my favorites that are very Christianese, I help others live a John 10:10 life. Well, the harvest is plentiful and the laborers are few. I'm obeying God's call and command to step in the gap. These vision statements do not capture people's attention. They are dull and confusing. They're not going to stick in someone's mind. So I'm going to take you through an exercise to create a vision statement that engages the listener. So when someone says, what do? You lead with this. And when you're sitting down with someone in a fundraising appointment and you're about to share your ministry, you lead with this. So a good vision statement is made of 3 parts. The first part, identify your ministry audience's problem. Be specific here and have this problem be a pain point that the listener feels too. Make it something they can relate with and identify with, and make it brief. Then explain the plan to help them. This is where you show what you do to solve the problem. Make sure this plan is understandable and make it brief. And third, describe the life change that they experience. Make this life change the core of what the Navigators is all about, discipleship. Make it something the listener wants to get behind as well. And again, make it brief. You put these 3 things together and you've created the summary of a great story. But even more, it's a story that you've invited the listener into, that you're inviting them to become a part of. So here's some examples of what this can sound like. There are still so many people who have not heard the good news of Jesus, and many who have don't know how to grow in their faith. I spiritually mentor students on campus, teaching them how to read the Bible, pray, and share the gospel with others, so they become disciples who make more disciples. The problem is that there are many people who have not yet heard the good news of Jesus, and those who have, they don't know how to grow in their faith. The solution is that this person spiritually mentors them, specifically students on campus, and they teach them how to read the Bible, pray, and share the gospel with others. And the life change is that they now become disciples who make more disciples. This is great. Here's another similar one. Most Christians don't disciple others because they feel unqualified and unequipped. I teach, model, and coach Christians in discipleship so they can confidently engage in discipling others. The problem? Christians don't disciple because they feel unqualified and unequipped. The solution? I teach, model, and coach Christians in discipleship. And the life change, they can confidently engage in discipling others. Simple, succinct, very exciting. Here's 2 examples that aren't really on the front lines of discipleship, but they still connect to the kingdom causes and the kingdom mission. Administrative burdens across 5 states, 10 campuses, and 35 staff pull our regional director away from guiding campus staff as they disciple college students. So I handle these administrative tasks so our director can focus his time on equipping campus ministries to ignite the next generation of disciple makers. How cool is it? How often do we really sit down and realize that administrative work is also part of furthering the kingdom? This vision statement in less than 30 seconds communicates that. That's exciting. I can get behind that. Here's mine on the MPD team. Fundraising is overwhelming, and funding deficits too often hinder Navigator staff from ministry. That's why our team provides staff with fundraising coaching, resources, and incentives so they can reach and sustain full funding and fully focus on their disciple-making ministries. See if you can identify the 3 parts in that one. Now, notice in all 4 of these examples, I used minimal to no Christianese. Avoid using it whenever possible. It's insider language. Most people don't talk like we do, and so it tends to create far more confusion than clarity. Now, what do you do with your vision statement? Well, I want you to memorize it and be able to repeat it over and over. When someone asks you what you do, you say this. When you're sitting down with someone at a fundraising appointment, open up your ministry pitch with your vision statement. In fact, you can even put it at the bottom of your email signature. Even better, put it in every single email and paper newsletter. You create and use a vision statement like this, and it's going to create clarity and excitement, not just for others, but for yourself as well.